Okay, so as you know, I am finally coming back from the depths of what was coronavirus. It wasn't too bad. I had flu-like symptoms, but I am on the mend and I am ready to start reintroducing training. I asked you guys if you wanted to come along for the ride, and there was an overwhelming response of yes. So here you go. In my first week of training, I am going to start focusing on 5 things. First and foremost, I'm going to eat. I'm going to make sure that I fuel my body, because over the last 10 days, I have not done a lot of eating. I've been trying to increase the intake, but I just haven't felt like eating. So now that I'm starting to feel better, I am upping the amount of food that I'm putting into my body. 2, when it comes to introducing movement, the first thing I'm going to focus on is getting into end ranges in a gentle way. And this is going to look like 2 things. First, I'm going to introduce dynamic stretching, and I'm going to spend a fair amount of time at the beginning of each session, more so than I usually do. I'm going to spend about 10 minutes really just slowly getting into these end ranges for all of my joints, so that I can start teasing my body back into knowing what it is to feel that deep stretch. Second thing I'm going to do as far as accessing end ranges is I'm going to control through my deep squats, through my pulling patterns, through my pressing patterns, through my lunges. I'm going to control so that I can access that end range and put a little bit of a stretch on it. Doing it with control and with a little bit of load is going to be fairly stressful on my body, since I have not done that in a very long time. So I'm going to make sure that I dose that in very slowly and very gently. 3, I'm going to add in isometric holds, making sure that I own these positions again. Okay, my body has been very sedentary, and I want to make sure that I do not do too much too soon, and that I don't shock my body into getting into positions that it's just not ready for. So control is going to come first. 4, I'm going to make sure I keep my rep schemes very low, and not in a way that I can do heavy weight. I just want to make sure that I start reintroducing movement at a rate that I can fully handle. So I need to dose in low reps and then see what I feel like afterwards first. 5, I'm going to focus on my breathing. I want to make sure that I am controlling my heart rate, controlling my pace by taking a deep dive into what my breathing feels like, sounds like, what it looks like. I want to breathe through my nose. I want to take deep, deep, deep breaths, and I want to make sure that I'm working at a heart rate that allows for this. If that means that I take longer breaks than usual, then so be it. Again, I am reintroducing exercise at a rate that I can currently handle, and that's going to look a lot different than it did a couple weeks ago. Okay, after putting all of that together, I'm going to make sure that I keep my workout duration very, very short. I want to know that I can, in fact, recover from these bouts of exercise. So I don't want to do a routine and then regret it later. I want to do something short, something sweet, something with focus, and then I want to sit and I want to know what I'm going to feel like afterwards. So I want to know how I feel that night and how I feel over the next couple of days. If I pass with flying colors and I feel good, then I know that I did well and I can do some more next time. If, in fact, it sets me back a bit, then I know that I did a little too much. But if you go ahead and build in too many workouts too soon, or do too much too soon, you will set yourself up for failure. So I want to make sure that I do not do that to myself. I hope you found this helpful. I hope you don't even get this thing, but if you do, depending on the severity of your symptoms, just make sure that you really, really, really adjust for what your body went through. It is fighting something off. This thing is not meant to be taken lightly, and if you do too much, or if you don't listen to the cues that your body is giving you, you might deal with something down the road. So we just want to make sure that you take care of yourself on the re-entry back into the gym. Save this for later. I hope you don't need it, but if you know somebody that would find it useful, pass it along to them as well.